And you once said life in Canada helps define you. Your life in Canada helped define you. How
Absolutely.
so?
Well,
Chrétien was Prime Minister.
Chrétien was Prime Minister. He was, I had to look at things differently. Politics in America was never a huge issue for me, and then I came here, and everything just taught me how to relax. Nobody took everything so seriously.
Really?
They just didn't take it seriously. And so, being in Vancouver during 9/11, there wasn't the rah-rah, let's go get them. I was having intellectual dialogue with people that had a different perspective. Being in a foreign country, you get other people's insights on the things as opposed to knee-jerk emotional reaction. That I would get
As you know, I was
America.
born in America,
Yeah.
and there, the rednecks and the rah-rah sis boom bah, and we produced Sarah Palin.
That's right.
What can I tell you?
That's right.
Do you have a line you don't cross on the stage? You say, okay, I'll make fun of this, I'll be self-deprecating, I'll talk about the fact I can't see out of one eye. I'm happy to do that, but I will not go in a certain direction. There are things I will not make fun of.
No. Again, because I'm trusting my instincts. And it has to feel like this. It has to feel, if it's important to me, then somewhere along the line, I can reach you because I know something's important to you.
Yes.
So if my belief system is that, Canada changed my life and the way I look at race, I can look at you coming from Montana and have your races, and I can go, but we can agree on this because we're human beings. And so there's no subject that I wouldn't talk about for the sake of offending anybody because...
Sure. Well, we only had one African-American in Montana when I was there. Now, there are more.
Yeah.
So there were other problems, as you know.
Yes, I do.
Brett Butt.
Brent Butt.
Yeah. Funny man. Do you know him?
I know him very well. I'm secretly very competitive. And
As you should be. You're in a tough game.
One day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, I think you're about the third best comic in the country right now. I was like, third? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, who's the other two? And he goes, Brent Butt and Derek Edwards. And so Brent started the Urban Well, and I would go to Brent and watch Brent, and I would study him like a hawk. And he's just got the most beautiful vision when he attacks a premise. I used to tell him, man, you're like a NFL quarterback playing on a CFL field. He can see so many different things. And I'd watch how he told the story. And then I started trying to do it exactly how he did so I could learn what he did. And he made me a better comic. And I'm inspired by that guy.
You're also inspired, and I hope this is true, I read it somewhere, by Brian Burke. Hockey guy.
Brian Burke is, he's my Canadian spirit guide. He's like a Canadian gazoo on the cover of my shoulder. We got to meet on a CB show, Comedy Night in Canada, and I remember when he got fired from the Canucks, and he held his composure so well, and I knew he was very angry because I thought he was wrongly fired, and so did he. And I got a chance to ask him, how'd you do that? And he told me, even when you know that they're wrong, you keep your composure. Because at some point you're going to find out that you were right. And I remember being touched by that. So if you cut to August 19th, 2005, as immigration officials are pulling through my suitcase to tell me that I got to get out of this country, and I was about to lose it, Fanny. I wanted to cry and to fight, and I didn't want to give up this 11 years of my life like that. And I was like a flash. I heard Brian Burke's voice say, keep your composure. And I had these pants, and I just wanted to just... And the guy with the gun stopped me, and Brian Burke, and the dog, and everybody was there. And I could see that they were looking at me, waiting for me to be 6'3" and explosively black and emotional. And I just kind of listened to Brian Burke, and I folded the pants, and I zipped it up, and I tried to be over polite. I opened the door for them as they're escorting me across the...
No handcuffs.
No handcuffs.
No
handcuffs. But I always try to remember that, to keep my composure. So.
It's a great lesson.
Brian
Does he
Burke.
know? Does he know this story?
No.
Can I tell him?
Would you please?
Next time I see him, you bet I will.
I would love
that. Somebody wrote in Vanity Fair magazine, and I don't know who, that women weren't all that funny, and then on stage, like the men fine, but the women not, and then Tina Fey proved them wrong.
Sure.
Big time.
Big time.
And others before.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about female comedians, male comedians? Is there any sexism in the comedy clubs still, or is it okay? I know I should be talking to you about other things.
Well,
but.
sure. There's, of course. I mean, it's a superiority-induced business, and so it's a different sense of humor. Male comedians tend to attack things from a literal, clever, let's figure out, or over physical. But females have a different kind of intuition of funny. And so, like, even Tina Fey, she's brilliant because she can take a circumstance or a situation and she can pull so many different angles and reactions and everything. And so, yeah, there's some great female comics. Erica Segerton's awesome.
Yes.
Jennifer Grant is awesome.
She's a friend of yours.
She was I love Jennifer Grant.
Right, because she said to you one day, I think I'm starting to sound black. Wasn't that
Did she
Jennifer?
tell you that story? Yes.
No, I read it. I was reading up on you, and you said, she said, I've been around you too much.
Yes. We were, so she was my roommate at 789 Drake Apartment 1505, and we were going to get coffee at Tim Hortons, and she just blurted out, she goes, I'm going to go get me a coffee. And she looks at me. She's from Ottawa. She's crisp, pristine language. I'm going to go get me a coffee. And she goes, oh, my God, I'm starting to sound like you. This is too black.
From the hood of Harlem.
Yeah.
Yes. So her name is Jennifer. Yeah. Then you had Claire and Howie.
Right.
Two other. Are they friends, lovers? Who was the girlfriend? Is she gone?
Which one?
The one who said to you,
that was
walk the walk.
Margaret Reed in
so
Seattle.
Okay, she's your future ex, or your ex.
She was my inspirational ex.
Okay.
Claire is now my wife.
Okay.
Claire Riley Rowe is, I met her here at the Urban Well. She's a singer-songwriter now in New York. She's the first dream come true.
Love at first sight, so to speak?
No, she just, you ever have somebody look at you? She's automatic empathy. And I knew that if she would let me be with her, that she could make all my dreams come true, because she would believe in me more than anybody else would. And it's hard to believe in a Don Quixote dude like me. But she did.
She did. It still does, sounds like.
Still does, yeah.
Do you run your lines by her when you write funny bits?
No.
Do you say, darling,
No.
is this funny?
Nope. No.
Not a chance.
No. She's so perfect for me, though. Like, I was doing this show at Caroline's, and I had the most gaudy Tupac Shakur shirt. It was ding-a-da-bling-a-da-bling and diamonds and crusts and everything. And I was like, I'm maintaining my artistry like Tupac. She goes, that shirt looks really bad on you. And I go, nah, but I'm an artist. They're going to see through this because I'm an artist. So we went on. I went on stage in Caroline's and just took it in the face. And I'm sure it wasn't because of the shirt, but because she said that, I think it was the shirt. And so I threw it away. And she's just that honest with me.
Well, this is good. Yeah. And she's funny, too, I bet.
I
bet she's got your number. Thanks for my shirt. This is fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Blind ambition.
So Saturday, the Vogue Theater, 8
right.
p.m.
Yeah.
You'll be there. Nice to meet you.
So pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Darryl Lenox, Blind Ambition. Coming up, we meet the vivid and vibrant painter Yehuda Shockey. He goes just by Shockey. He paints the majesty and power of BC's landscape and ventures into many other hues and colors. Next.